Gauteng Premier David Makhura has expressed outrage over the recent shootings in Alexandra, north of Johannesburg. These have left 5 people dead and 7 injured. It's reported that a group of 4 men on foot stopped people and demanded their belongings before opening fire. Among those who were killed was Alex FM music manager Joshua Mbatha, who was on his way home with 2 of his colleagues when they were stopped by the gunmen who took their cell phones and shoes before shooting Mbatha in the chest. The Premier was in Alexandra visiting the injured in hospital, as well as meeting community members. But for more, let's cross to my colleague Mbalenhle Mthethwa, who has more for us. Mbalenhle, thank you so much for your time. Except for expressing outrage, what more can the Premier do for the people of Alexandra, particularly the families of the deceased and those that are injured?
Well, Diabo, you would have heard just a little bit earlier on when we did speak to the Premier. He did express that there was a need to enhance policing in Alexandra, also explaining that they are in talks which are carrying on and continue even right now as we speak with the police minister and the station commander with regards to getting more police personnel on the ground. Now, the question that we should be asking ourselves is if these conversations are going to bring lasting solutions to the problems within this community. You will remember that there have been a number of shootings, not only in Alexandra, but in and around Gauteng. There have been tavern shootings. Just yesterday, we went to a memorial service where we remembered the victims of a shooting that took place over the weekend last week. Now, it seems as though policing seems to be a huge issue within this area. We've also got community members voicing their concerns, just talking to us about how they feel and what they've observed with regards to policing in the area. I'm going to speak to one of the residents here. Ma'am, please introduce yourself, your name, your surname, and talk to us about what has brought you here and why you are here.
My name is Lebogang. My surname is Sema. What brought me here? First of all, I am a concerned citizen of Alexandra. The crime in Alexandra has risen drastically and the change because we complain about the police station, about the problems we are facing, but nothing ever gets sorted out. And the fact that it's heartbreaking, it had to take lives to be lost, to be launched, that Begika must come here and be able to address the crowd.
And what sort of issues, policing issues, would you say you've been complaining about, and where have you been directing these complaints?
Okay, number one, we've got cases that are lodged, and then the cases just get disappeared. We get people that are arrested for those serious cases, and tomorrow they are out. When we come, we ask where are cases. Example, for me, I will speak personally on my own. I have a case here. Brigadier Magudulela is knowledgeable about a case that I lodged. And when I lodged it today, I ended up getting it escalated, but it still has not been found of me being injured. Yes.
And I mean, you've heard about the incidents that have been taking place. I mean, did you hear gunshots at any moment, or were you far away from where the incidents took place?
The one that happened at 7th Avenue was actually quite closer because I had gone to a family funeral. So on our way home, we heard gunshots. When we got closer to the scene, we saw a crowd coming from 7th Avenue coming to assist the situation. There were no police sirens anywhere nearby. We actually ended up getting to about 4 or 5 streets later, and still there was no assistance of any siren whatsoever. Gunshots are playing in Alex every night, every day. We don't know who's going to be next.
There you have it. One of the community members saying that they don't know who will be next. Gunshots are a daily occurrence. Similar sentiments that you hear in other communities. Yesterday in Nomzamo, other residents complained about the fact that gunshots are a regular occurrence, and it seems as though there's very little police visibility. This seems to create a picture, or paint a picture, where policing seems to be nowhere to be found or absent when it's really needed, or police officers are nowhere to be found when they are needed on the ground, when people are shot or mugged or robbed in the streets. Later on, maybe we will also share our own experience, because we were in Alex earlier this week when individuals were evicted out of what seemed to have been an unused factory by a so-called so-called landlord. But we've got more time. We've got a lot of time to talk about that. For now, it's back to you in studio.
Thank you so much, Mbalenhle Mthethwa, for sharing the update of what's been happening in Alexandra Township.